Hi guys, today webinar number 4 and try and understand how to combine zonal marking and man marking. Here you can see the principles of the zonal marking. We want to be able to move as a unit and not allow the other team to play inside our block. So it is very important that we are able to shift across following the ball when it's played from one side to the other. And when the ball is played inside, this is where we apply pressure. Here you can see the white team. They will be moving as a single unit. When the ball goes from one side to the other, they're all shifting across, trying to keep the space between themselves very small to not allow the blues to play inside the block. Here in this next situation, we can see that the defending team didn't shift across fast enough and leave the gap in between two defenders. This is where we will apply pressure to force them to play back. And here again we apply the pressure to make sure that they play back and don't come inside our block. Here the ball is played back to the goalkeeper, and this is where the defending team will stop the pressing to make sure that everyone goes back to his position to come back as a unit and be able to defend in a zonal way. Let's see how we can combine the zonal marking and the man marking. The idea is to keep a block and a unit to be able to have zonal marking and protect our goal, but also understand that at some point the attacking team will try to make some space in between our lines, and this is where we will have to go on man marking to put the pressure. Here you can see the back line is not marking anyone because we have a shape. Then the attacking team will bring some players in between the line and play the ball back to attract us forward and be able to play in between the line. This is where the defenders will have to go on their man, which is in the closest zone of themselves, to be able to put the pressure and not allow the players. Here we can see the ball is played in between the lines. Straight away we have to apply the pressure and work on man marking. So this is important. As a defender, you know who's your man, who do you have to apply the pressure on. And most likely here you can see the most dangerous player. Very important. I apply the pressure on the most dangerous player, which is in my zone. Here again, they played the ball back, they opened our lines, so we have to try and cut the passes. Here you can see the passes options are marked, and here he has to play long, but this time we can come and apply the pressure on, and this is where we're going to be able to win the ball back. Let's have another situation where we can understand that we are defending on a zonal marking. However, I know who is my player and I'm also doing man marking, and I need to understand when I need to go and apply the pressure, of course when he receives the ball. It is all about how we can cover each other. Remember that it's covering each other and covering our space to stay as a unit and to stay balanced. Here the player receives the ball, the center back has to apply the pressure, and we have the other center back which becomes a sweeper that will come in the middle to cover the space. We force them to play back because we are man marking and not allowing them to play forward. And here we can see the two CDMs that are close enough to the players that if they receive the ball they can put the pressure on them. The fullback is close to his player and cutting the option of the pass to not allow him to receive the ball, and then they have to play the ball back because they have no options as we are doing man marking. Here we play the fullback, his player is marked, so then he has to play back. Here we will understand that we will not exchange our players but still stay in our man to make sure that they don't have enough space to receive the ball. However, our team has to reshape as a unit. We can see that the ball is being moved across so our fullbacks on the side will shift and tuck in, and here we can see that the striker from the attacking team will come deep as a center mid. The center back will follow him because he doesn't want him to get the ball, and here we can see that the sweeper becomes the other center back who was marking him before, but that the winger is going to come in, so our fullback has to follow his player, which is here marked following Adriano, and he will then become a center back in his position for us to keep our shape. So now he is here as a center back, and the winger became a striker because the striker came deep. Then one of the midfielder came to play left side, and our center mid becomes the right back. And here we still have our shape until here. Now we can see the center back going back to his position to get back to our shape. So it's really about understanding when we need to follow our players and when we are able to come back to our position to keep covering the space or our teammates. Here you can see that the attack couldn't play forward and has to play back. Then the winger will go back to his position and the fullback is still following his man, and then step by step we're going to go back to our shape and stay as a unit. And again here we're going to apply the pressure, and this is where we're going to be able to win the ball back. In the last situation we will try to understand why man marking can be a problem, because we have to focus on what is dangerous. Here you will see that Barcelona could score because the player didn't go on the player who's dangerous with the ball, but kept his player who is one man marked. Let's have a closer look here. Rakitic has the ball and can go forward. Here we can see Kovacic, who could go and put the pressure on him, but let him go because he has to stay on Messi because he's man marking him. However, it's leaving Rakitic and Barca to play a 3v2, which is very dangerous for them defensively, and then allowed Barcelona to score.